I don't think in any world you should have kept your mouth shut in this scenario. Welcome to r/Offmychest, where OPs tell us the scariest of stories that they know they can't share to the people around them. This next post is by Kubrador. I told my sister's fiance about her secret Instagram where she ranks his family by who she hopes dies first. Oh my god. What is that to start off? Okay. I know how the title sounds, just let me explain. Yeah. So my sister, 29F, has a Finsta. What is a Finsta? A Finsta is a fake Instagram. Okay, whatever, lots of people do. I found it like a year ago because she accidentally logged into it on my iPad when she was over and I saw the notification. It's private, like 12 followers, just her friends. Most of the posts are just S talking, her job, random people, Jake, her fiance, 31M. Like she screenshots their arguments and her friends all reply King S or whatever when she's being mean to him. I thought it was weird, but not my business. But a few months ago, she posted this like tier list, ranking his entire family by the order she hopes they die. His grandma was first. She wrote a whole thing about how she gives off 2 more years max and I'm inheriting that ring. His 14-year-old sister was on there. She said she has school shooter energy. I screenshotted it. I don't know why, I just did. Anyway, last weekend we're at a barbecue and Jake is next to me talking about how much his grandma adores my sister and how she's so excited for October. And I don't know, man. I showed him on my phone right there. He didn't say anything. He just walked to his car and left. Didn't even tell anyone he was going. Now everything is fucked. Wedding is paused, whatever that means. My sister called me sobbing and screaming at the same time, saying I ruined her life over a joke. My mum keeps texting me about how I always do this, which like, what does that mean? My dad just said that was a choice and walked away. Jake won't respond to anyone. His mum called my mum apparently. I don't know, I'm getting everything secondhand because my sister blocked me. I feel sick about it, but also like, was he just supposed to marry her not knowing she ranks his family by death order for fun? Her friends all knew. 12 people knew and just let him propose to her. I don't know, maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut, but also fuck that. I don't think in any world you should have kept your mouth shut in this scenario. Jesus Christ. Jake absolutely dodged this bullet, or at least I hope he did. Damn. I can't believe that. That was insane. This next post is by Taddyboy123. I can't deal with people who don't believe in science. I was watching TikTok with a friend in my room. There was a TikTok about how can people take their bio class in college without believing in evolution. And I laughed and said, lol, imagine not believing in evolution. My friend said, lol, what do you mean? It doesn't exist. For a moment, I was waiting for him to laugh it out as a joke. Then I laughed and asked, you have to be joking, right? He was dead silent. We then started debating on whether evolution is real. I came up with examples such as Chernobyl frogs that adapted to radiation, moths changing colors due to pollution and civilization, wolves, and most importantly, humans coming from apes. He then responded that it's adaptation, not evolution. Like, adaptation is evolution. What do you think evolution is? Making a full 180 degrees change? I said that we as humans went through drastic changes such as losing our tails, not needing wisdom teeth, and having like 95+% DNA match with apes. Not only that, the older bones and skulls that they found literally show us how our skulls and facial structures used to look, and it more looked like an ape's. He then says, evolution is too perfect and doesn't make any sense. How can we change that fast? I deadass looked at him and said, those changes occurred throughout hundreds of thousands of years, not in a week. He went silent, and we said to stop this discussion because it was obvious neither was willing to listen. But like, what is there for me to listen? For some context, he is not Christian, but most probably will be one in the future. He doesn't really believe in the Bible book, but he does believe there is probably some higher being that made us. Not gonna lie, I kinda lost all of my respect to him and see him differently now. It feels like I've met a flat earther for the first time. Like I'm scared the next day he'll say say rainbows exist because SpongeBob made them. I don't know, maybe I'm just too negative. I feel like I'm kinda a lot like this too. And while I feel it's really fair enough because science does exist and there's a reason that things are said, doesn't come from nowhere, I like to be open to seeing why people think the way they do. Not always so I can prove them wrong, sometimes maybe, but just because I want to see where they're coming from, how they got here to begin with. Because most of the time the way they got there, if you can pinpoint that, you can pinpoint where they've gone wrong. This next post is by a throwaway. I've been struggling with my weight for years. We're both in our mid-20s and have been dating for 8 years and have a house together. It was good for a while since I bought the house, but then bills started to become way too much and he quit his job to work minimum wage because he didn't like his co-workers. Since then, things just became more and more difficult. I can't help but blame him for my weight struggles now. I was doing alright and was within the healthy range, but now I'm back down. I lost 25 pounds in the last year and am back to being underweight and constantly aching. I work a very physical job and it means I have to eat more than him when he just does a customer service job. What makes it more insulting is how he insists he's physically fit and active. He only walks around during his job and that's it. He's 250 pounds and has a hanging gut. How is that fit? It's simply not. We struggle to make enough money to keep up with all of the expenses of basic living, and he's used my debit card without even telling me on multiple occasions. Thankfully, that has stopped at the very least. But what am I supposed to do when he eats all the food in the house and I am left eating plain potatoes in the middle of the night because I am too hungry to sleep? Take the food away from him? Tell him to flat out stop eating so much? Then I'd be an abusive and fat phobic person apparently. But I can't take it much longer. I'm hurting every day because my job is constant physical labor and heavy lifting 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. It's literally breaking me down now that I'm so underweight. I buy the food, I do most of the cooking, and he just helps prep ingredients. And I'm the one who needs the food most. How can he seriously see the way I've struggled to get up after I come home from work and how my weight keeps going lower, and then say such insulting things like he's physically fit? Oh, he's so tired. He's so hungry. What about me? What should I come home to eat? Expired beans and a potato because he ate the food I had saved in the fridge for when I got home? I'm just so tired, physically and mentally and everything in between. I don't know if I'm crazy here or there's something I'm missing, but you did say boyfriend. You could leave. He could leave. You could kick him out. Your house. Dude, I know it's been a while, but why did you stay to begin with? Just cut it off. The sooner you start that, the sooner you can move on, honestly. I know you might not want to do that, but sometimes the hard decisions can be the right ones. This next post is by Cooperador. I spent 8 months training my dog to bark at my mother-in-law's perfume, and I don't feel bad about it. Okay, so I have a 4-year-old corgi named Potato. Aww, love of my life, would die for him. He's pretty chill with most people, not a barker usually. My mother-in-law is a lot, like a lot. She comes over unannounced, criticizes everything, rearranges my kitchen when I'm not looking, once told me my pot roast was brave, which I'm still not over. She wears the same perfume every single day, some Chanel thing. You can smell her coming from like 10 feet away. About a year ago, I had this idea. Took me 8 months, but I finally did it. Every time I sprayed that perfume, bought my own bottle, $150, which felt insane but worth it, I would get Potato slightly riled up. Just enough. Played with him aggressively, made exciting noises, then sprayed. Eventually, he just associated the smell with time to go crazy. Now every time she walks in, he loses his mind. Barking, spinning, won't calm down until she leaves or goes outside. I act so confused. He's never like this. I don't know what's gotten into him. My wife thinks Potato just doesn't like her energy. My mother-in-law told my wife she thinks the dog senses something dark in her, and honestly that sent me. She started coming over less. Says the dog makes her anxious. She went to a priest about it apparently, asked if animals can sense evil spirits. I nearly threw up trying not to laugh when my wife told me. Anyways, Potato got extra treats tonight. He's earned them. Best $150 I ever spent. That was a banger story. I can just imagine the corgi spinning and spinning and spinning. Absolute chaos in the house. And hey, you're treating the dog good too, so that's good. This next post is by The Bolter. Following up on dog stories, we have another one here. Money has officially changed my dog. My beagle dog grew up poor. She lived a life with zero luxuries. She never had those fancy toy plushies growing up. Her idea of a good time was chewing my shoes or slippers or basically any random object lying around on our floor. Her food is the dog food sold by the kilo at the market. As a broke student, all I could really give her was my love and care. When I went back to school, there was no one left to look after her. I would get home late, and so would Dad because of his work. I had no choice but to have her adopted by my sister so she wouldn't be alone and miserable. Little did I know, it's the start of her social climber era. At my sister's house, she has her own dedicated bed, she eats premium grain foods, has mountains of plushy toys, gets monthly professional grooming, and sleeps in a room with AC. But what's infuriating is, whenever I visit her now, she just barks at me like I am some random stranger. I know I am poor, but damn, don't be ashamed of me. Let me just remind her of her poverty roots before she starts giving me this designer attitude. Like, girl, your bark is still giving street dog, no matter how much you try to sound like a duchess. Do not give me the attitude. Like, I visited again today and then brought fried chicken, my leftovers, to feed her. She just smelt it, walked away from me, sat on her bed, then rolled her eyes at me and took the deepest breath. Girl, excuse me? She used to eat rice with the broth from noodle soup and she loved it. And then my sister even changed her name from Bella to Ruby. Her new name's such a bad chick. You'd think she's a Mexican telenovela character getting revenge because I abandoned her. I didn't expect that even a dog's attitude changes when they get a taste of wealth. Money really changes everyone, even dogs. She's become so snobbyish and elitist. You'd think she's old money. But seriously, jokes aside, it makes me happy that she's spoiled and lives a comfortable life now. It's an achievement seeing your fur baby in a good situation, but go ahead, disown me, trade everything we've been through for a lavish life, indulge my sister's wealth, because the moment school break begins, you'll eat kibble and rice and noodle soup again. I like how OP did the best they could, even considering they didn't have much money, because they could have saved even more instead of spending on the dog, but they didn't do that. They gave the dog the best life they could. That's really applaudable. This was r/offmychest. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to go check out some other videos on the channel. If you agreed or disagreed with anything I said, please let me know in the comments below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button because I post new Reddit content every single day.